Rent One is going on site to visit one of our most loyal customers, Adam Bailey, owner and operator of Bailey Landscape. We're going to follow Adam and his crew to learn how they plan and carry out a new landscaping project for a residential customer. Adam will use heavy equipment rentals from Rent One to take care of shrub and garden excavation, heavy lifting, and drainage installation. Next, the crew at Bailey Landscape will be installing a castle stone staircase and pathway, building a raised garden bed, and grading land for artificial turf installation, before finally revealing the completed project. The team at Bailey Landscape strives to produce an ideal outdoor living space for their customers, so let's see how it's done.
My name's Adam Bailey. I'm the owner-operator of Bailey Landscape, and we specialize in hardscape landscape design, which includes water features, paving stones, retaining walls, everything to do with hardscaping. So when we got here, what we did is we got the team together and we assessed the project and what the day was going to unfold. So when we came in, we took down all the trees, all the shrubs, everything that the homeowner didn't want because it's not really going to flow with the new design. So we've piled up all the green waste. Now today we're doing the demo. So we've taken out a rock wall that was kind of just blasted out from when they dug the foundation for the house. And we're removing that and we're going to put it back in so it has more of a clean, professional look. And then from there, what we're gonna do is we're gonna raise the yard with a retaining wall and then excavate the majority of the backyard here. And we're gonna prep for artificial turf, which is road-based compacted. And this one will be about 3 weeks. It's machine accessible, so it was easy enough. Obviously the job couldn't really happen without a machine with 1,000-pound rocks here that we had to move. So we're using the 35G today, and that's one of the bigger machines, and it's comfortable, it's smooth riding, and it's able to lift, I believe, up to 2,000, 2,500 pounds, which some of these rocks look like they could be close to weighing that much. Once all the excavation demo's done, then the machine goes back, and then we start doing all the installs. So here we are back at the site. So what we're doing today is we're just excavating everything 6 inches so we can prep for the artificial turf. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna hook up the downspout for drainage and we're gonna tie that into the drain tile. And there's gonna be a garden wall here, and then in a couple minutes we're gonna have a truck come in and you'll see the footage of us loading the truck. So what we've done here is the customer had a rock wall that was just kind of miscellaneous rock just put in, and what we've done now is we've pulled it out and made it a little bit nicer instead of having all the gaps. And what we're going to do is we're going to put a block wall, a second tier block wall to bring up the back grade, and we're going to have everything sloping away from the house at this point and then coming back down. So with these rocks, doing a natural stone wall, I wouldn't typically use these rocks the way they are, but we had to use them just to meet the budget that the customer had. Saving the customer money and meeting the budget, we've had to use these to create the first tier garden wall.
We leave Adam to finalize the excavation portion of the project and come back a few days later where he's moved on to filling the ground with base and gravel in preparation for turf installation.
So here we are today, day 5 or 6, I believe. We've got all the excavation and demo complete. And what we're doing now is we're bringing in some 3/4 clear gravel for a sub base for the retaining wall and backfill. And we've got crusher dust over here, which is good for compaction and grading for the few square feet of paving stones that we're laying here. And then we've got road base here that we're gonna bring up the grade 5 to 6 inches of sub base for preparation and laying the artificial turf. And then in this section here, there's going to be an elevated putting green, which should turn out pretty nice. So here we are back at the job site. What we're doing now is prepping for the artificial turf. It's been a while since you guys have been here. What we've done here is created a raised garden bed in hopes that the hedges here will soon grow up and then give a little bit of privacy with the hot tub at the neighbors here. And it's easy for gardening. As people do get a bit older, it's kind of harder on their backs to bend over. So what we did was we created a raised garden bed. again, it's been a bit of time here. So what we've done is we brought everything up to grade. And what we're doing now is we're prepping for the artificial turf. And then we've got our little rock wall. It'll give it a nice little divide on putting green to artificial turf. We put the big maple in here for a little bit of privacy, a little bit of shade once that matures and grows up a bit. And then what we did along the back side of the garden was put some patio stones for easy stepping. So if they ever do want to do gardening or weeding, it's a comfortable spot for them to stand on. And here we are at the new entrance to the backyard. Again, as I was saying before, the grade, their yard just came straight down with no steps. And it was really an unusable space that they just couldn't do anything with it. When they came down, they'd constantly slip in the mud. So what we did was created a tier garden here and then another garden wall here to retain the space for the AC unit here. And what I've done is created a wider tread. Again, the homeowners have parents that it is getting older. They are getting older, and so with the longer tread, it's an easier and more functional set of steps for anybody elderly or kids even, that they don't have to take quick steps. They can take their time going up. And then again, so what we did was created a more level yard and then the pathway going down for anybody that doesn't want to walk on the river rock because it can get uncomfortable. So you get the pathway and then that goes all the way back to the backyard where they're going to have their new artificial turf. So here we are back at the retaining wall. It looks a little different now. When we backfill, we use the filter cloth here, and that prevents any seepage from any soil or anything coming through the rock. And what we've done here is created a second tier retaining wall using the Castle Blend stack wall. And then what we're going to do is build another tier back there, and that's going to create the division between the garden and the putting green. What we wanted to accomplish here was a nice clean look, and it's more modern. Again, we used the existing boulders from the property, which definitely cost efficient to keep them and reuse them. That saves money on disposal and bringing in more rock. So we pushed out the wall, and then that's given an additional 10 feet of space available for the putting green.
Over the course of just a few weeks, the team was able to cover a lot of ground. So let's recap from the ground up. Starting from the entrance of the yard. You saw Adam's crew finalize the entrance of the backyard by transforming the sloping hill of grass, which was a constant flood point for the homeowners, into a beautiful constructed staircase of widened stone slabs. The following pathway was embellished with river rock to fill the gaps in between the artificial turf, which they hadn't got to at the time, allowing for a beautiful entrance with the benefits of easier access. Of course, the main attraction upon entrance is the raised garden bed. Its enclosed wall surrounding, again, is not just for looks. One of the team's main goals when coming up for the hardscaping architecture was to allow easier maintaining for the homeowners, and having the main garden area lifted above ground level does just that, and the pathway surrounding adds to the ease. What you haven't seen yet is Adam's newest addition to the yard, the artificial turf. After taking care of the other pieces of the puzzle first, the team was now ready to lay out the turf across the entire rest of the ground. Not only does it look good next to the contrasting stone borders, but artificial turf is one less part of the yard the homeowners will have to manage. Less maintenance, more quality time with family and friends. And for the yard centerpiece, Adam put in a little surprise. The shrub-infested garden area that was thoroughly excavated using Rent One's machines back in week 1 has now been turned into a putting green. Because if you're laying down turf, you might as well go the extra mile and create a golf course in your own backyard. The putting green has its own turf specifically designed for putting, and is encased in its own section using the same Castle Blend stones used in the area behind it. It's the perfect source of outdoor entertainment for the homeowner's guests, and just a few steps away from the comfort of their own home. Tea time is never too far away for this family. Just behind the turf lays a fully finished retaining wall, using layers of Castle Blend stones separating each descending layer. When previously excavating this portion of the yard, they were able to push out an additional 10 yards of space for them to play with, allowing them to place the turf that was eventually turned into the putting green. They were also able to save some money for the homeowners by using the previously embedded boulders, keeping elements of the old yard while creating a more up-to-date look. With the help of Red One's fleet, Adam's crew was able to complete such a large project with a quick turnaround time while still executing the job tastefully. What may seem like a demanding outdoor renovation is just another day for Bailey Landscaping. we'd like to thank Adam Bailey and his team for collaborating with Rent One on this project. If you enjoyed this series, give this video a like and consider subscribing for more content like this.